Hey friends, welcome to another episode of the podcast. On today's episode, we head to Brighton and Howell. And as I said, my guest on the podcast, we are in the Brighton Howell area, and Trisha is joining us. Trisha, how are you today?
Oh, I'm just fantastic. Every day is just another dream.
Well, you guys have been, we were just talking before we were recording. You guys have been really, really busy. So I'm excited to talk about what people can expect as we are, headlong into back to school, which means pumpkin spice is right around the corner, which means fall is here, and which means there is plenty to do. So, Trisha, we're coming to Brighton and Howell. What are we doing in September and October?
Fall season is personally my favorite.
I was going to guess that, actually.
Most female can also say that. We love our pumpkin spice lattes and our cider and our donuts. But the Brighton Howell area has 3 different cider mills. And they're not just your typical cider mills where you can go to any destination and go get ciders and go get donuts. They all offer something different. So we have our spicers, which is the biggest one we have in the area. They have your apple orchards and your cider mill, and you can watch the donuts being made. But they also have a winery. And then across the street, they have a corn maze. So it's fun for the kids because they can go run around and get all tired. But then it's fun for the parents because the kids can go and play. And then the moms and dads can go and play and go get a glass of wine. And then literally not even a mile down the road, there's a cider mill called Partial Mill. And it's actually, or Partialville. It's actually the only cider mill in the area that actually still uses a water mill. So it's awesome.
Wow. Very cool.
There's a little river that runs through it. You can watch the mill go up and down and the water come. It's more of a rural area. So it's a little bit off the beaten track, I would say, but it's also something you definitely need to see. Then we go to the Pinckney area, and that's where we get into our cideries. So again, fun for the parents, fun for the kids. So it's the only cidery, so where they make hard cider, that's the word for it, cidery. They make hard cider. It's pretty big.
I'm tracking with you, Trisha. I'm with you.
So you can go to Ore Creek and you can go get a glass of hard cider. You can get your cider and your donuts. Then you can walk downtown. You can go downtown Brighton. You can walk past the mill pond, see the gorgeous fall colors. And then on Sundays, they have a band. Every Sunday, they have a band in the amphitheater. I know it's a little odd, but the downtown actually has a music venue outside. So it's amazing in the summer, amazing in the fall. And then when you get into the Howell area, they have all these quaint little shops, which get the crazy fall girl in me going because they have all the fall decor you could ever possibly imagine. You walk in, you get smacked in the face with that pumpkin smell. You walk to the back, it smells like apples. And it's every woman's dream because my house is completely filled with all of this fall stuff, and we're only in August.
So Trisha, how long have you been in your role here at Brighton and Howell?
So I've been in this role for about 3 months. Before this, I was working with a tourism agency. So I was focusing on CVBs across the country. But when this role came up, I jumped right on it. So I am Livingston County born and bred. I've been here for too many years. I'm not going to age myself, but I know the ins and outs of this place. And my goal is to push my knowledge and share all the hidden gems that we have in this area because it's often overlooked. I mean, you're going down 96, you pass the Brighton exit and you're like, wow, there's a lot of shops and things going around in there. And then you see the Target and you're like, oh, that's awesome. And then you get to Howell and you're like, oh, it doesn't look like there's that much there. And then you're going to Lansing. So why stop? So my goal in this role is to share why you should stop. You're going to a Michigan State game, stop in Brighton and grab a cup of coffee from the Brighton Coffee House, which is also a theater. So they actually have theater and shows there. And then when you're coming back, stay in Howell overnight. So there's just so much to do here. But it might not seem like I've only been here for 3 months, but been only 3 months.
Well, I ask because your energy is a bit infectious, my friend. And so, well, and that's important when you're talking about getting people excited about a place to come and check out. And one of the things that I also want to talk about, because fall is my favorite time of year, and specifically the month of October is my favorite time.
Oh,
And so, what you and I spoke yesterday, so I sort of know what's coming, but what are some of the other things that are going on when we get to October if we're in the Brighton and Howell area?
spooky season. It is spooky season. And what a lot of people don't know, so Howell is hundreds of years old. So all of our buildings date back to the 1800s. And if you believe in ghosts, which I don't, because if I believe in them, that makes them real. But Howell is haunted. And this room, so this office is in downtown Howell. This office is haunted. So they have ghost tours. So there's this woman who goes around to all the haunted places in Howell, which most of them are, and she shows you orbs, she shows you where you can find the spookiest places, but also 15 miles away, you can go to hell. You know, how many people have told you to go to hell in your life?
Right.
Well, now you can be like, yeah, I've been there. Thanks for inviting me. So you can also be a mayor of Howell. So when you're in the Brighton Howell area in October and you want to be just as spookiest as you possibly can be, go on a ghost tour and then drive down to hell, get some ice cream. You know, hell does freeze over in the wintertime, believe me.
Believe it or not, yes. So, there's obviously a ton of Hell, Michigan jokes that you can make here, but I'm wondering, I know you've been in this role for a short amount of time. How much of an increase in visitors do they get in that month is that the busiest month in Hell, Michigan? Or are there other times where people do they want to go in January so that they said they've gone to hell when it froze over? Like when's the time that people want to roll up to Hell, Michigan?
I would say October is probably high up there, but then you have the people that want to go to hell and be like, I was there when hell froze over, so I made hell freeze over. So I would say the biggest time to go would be that late fall, the October, early November into the winter time, because hell is in a great place. It's very, very small. It's a little quaint area.
Yeah.
It's an ice cream shop, a saloon, and a gift shop. So there isn't a huge amount of things to go and do and to experience, but it's all about that travel experience. So it's all about, I've been to hell. Have you? No? Well, you should probably go to hell. But my favorite is going there in the wintertime and being like, hell freezes over.
2 weeks from now, it's a random Sunday afternoon. What are we finding Trisha doing in the Howell Brighton area? Like where will we find you?
So I am a crazy discount shopper. So 2 weeks from now, you are going to find me at Tanger Outlet Mall. I am going to be buying all my super cute fall outfits because they have Francesca's, which is a little boutique store. They have Coach. So every woman needs a fall purse. We do. Every woman can account for that. And then I might need new running shoes, so I'll go to Nike, or I might need new leggings, I'll go to Under Armour. They have a bunch of different stores. So we don't like to say there's something for everybody, but at Tanger, there's something for everybody. There's a bookstore, a toy store, a shoe store, there's everything. Then I'm going to drag my husband out of the house and we're going to go to Spicer's, because once it hits September, it's fall season. I'm wearing my booties. I'm wearing my sun hat. I have the whole outfit planned, my flannels around my waist because it's still going to be too warm. And I'm going to grab a glass of wine and I'm going to go wander the trees. I'm going to go see a tree. I'm going to pick an apple. I'm going to get a donut. And then we're going to go to downtown Brighton and we're just going to wander. So my favorite thing to do in downtown Brighton is walk around the mill pond and then just hop into some shops. Then on our way home, because we live in Howell, we are probably going to grab something to eat in downtown Howell. My favorite is Silver Pig. I can't be biased, but I'm a vegan and there's many vegan options in the Howell and Brighton area. So I like to go get pizza from Silver Pig. And then we're going to go and grab a drink to wander around downtown Howell. So both Howell and Brighton have a social district, which is so awesome. Because can I tell you, when they have live music, in downtown Howell and downtown Brighton, there's nothing better than to grab a glass of wine or grab a beer and walk downtown. So that's what I am going to be doing in 2 weeks. And you can bet that I'm going to be doing that.
We will see you then in 2 weeks doing all of those things. And
Well,
I'm excited to hear you say that about the social districts, because if there is a bright spot coming out of COVID, that is certainly one of them. I think that is
100%.
perhaps my favorite addition to Michigan cities all over the state is well, because it just adds a different element of traversing a city. I often have this theory that if you go to a new place, the best way to get to know it is to get out of the car and walk. Right?
Yes.
Walk around the area and kind of get the feel. And when you have a social district, it now adds a community element where I'm bumping into Trisha and her husband, and we can have a conversation, and she can go, "Oh, you went here? Awesome. Now go over here and do that thing." And I hope that we keep these things around as permanent as we can and figure out how to, adapt to the way that we use them. But I love that you guys have social districts, because they're my favorite right now.
Amazing. My favorite thing to do, being in Michigan, you never know what you're going to get. 2 days ago, there were 70-mile-an-hour winds with hail. Today, it's gorgeous and sunshine. So my favorite part about social districts is we will grab some takeout from wherever we please, and then we'll grab a drink, mostly margaritas, because downtown Brighton has the best margaritas. You can't tell me different. They have the best margaritas. Then we'll grab a margarita, and then we'll go sit by the mill pond, and then we'll have dinner or lunch there. But the best part is, so you go into one place and you come out and be like, "Oh, I just got this fantastic drink from here." Then I'll be like, "You need to go and try the beer from down here." Like, I tell you, it'll change your mind. That's honestly the greatest part. And then we have so many festivals, and Howell's Farmers Market is on Sundays and Brighton's Farmers Market is on Saturdays. So my husband hates going to farmers markets. So you know how I get him to come? You grab a beer and we'll walk. What's better than that? I'm happy, he's happy, everybody's happy at that point.
The website is explorebha.com. Trisha, have a wonderful weekend, my friend.
You too. Can't wait to see you in the fall.